future, because you both have touched on two of the questions I'm going to ask. Focusing on the future first, President Trump, you have repeatedly either contradicted or been at odds with some of your government's own top scientists. The week before last, the head of the Centers for Disease Control, Dr. Redfield, said it would be summer before the vaccine would become generally available to the public. You said that he was confused and mistaken. Those were your two words.
Yeah.
But Dr. Slaoui, the head of your Operation Warp Speed, has said exactly the same thing. Are they both wrong?
Well, I've spoken to the companies and we can have it a lot sooner. It's a very political thing because people like this would rather make it political than save lives. It is a very political thing. I've spoken to Pfizer and I've spoken to all of the people that you have to speak to. We have great Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and others.
Ooh,
They can go
Johnson &
faster
Johnson is
than
not
that by a
good.
lot. Become very political because the left, or I don't know if I call
So
them
you're
left, I don't know
suggesting
what I
that
call
the
them.
head of your Operation Warp Speed, Dr. Slaoui?
I disagree with him. Yeah, no, I disagree with both of them. And he didn't say that. He said it could be there, but it could also be much sooner. I had him in my office 2 days ago.
He talked about the summer, sir, before it's generally available. Just
He
like
said
Dr.
it's a
Fauci.
possibility that we'll have the answer before November 1st. It could also be
When
after
it's
that.
generally available. Now,
Well, we're going to deliver it right away. We have the military all set up. Logistically, they're all set up. We have our military that delivers soldiers, and they can do 200,000 a day. They're going to be
This is
delivering
the same man
It's
who
all
told
set up.
you by Easter this would be gone away. By the warm weather it'd be gone. Miraculous, like a miracle. And by the way, maybe you could inject some bleach in your arm, and that would take care of it. This is the
I
same
was said
man.
sarcastically,
That was
you
him.
know that.
I-
I was said
And
sarcastically.
so here's the deal. This man is talking about a vaccine. Every serious company is talking about maybe having a vaccine done by the end of the year. But the distribution of that vaccine will not occur until sometime beginning or the middle of next year to get it out, if we get the vaccine. And pray God we will. Pray God we
Mr.
will.
Vice President, I want to
He's saying
pick up
that
on
orientation is
I want to
flawed.
pick up on this question, though. You say the public can trust the scientists, but they can't trust President Trump. In fact, you said that again tonight. Your running mate, Senator Harris, goes further, saying the public health experts, quote, will be muzzled, will be suppressed. Given the fact that polls already show that people are concerned about the vaccine and are reluctant to take it, are you and your running mate, Senator Harris, contributing to that fear?
No more than the question you just asked him. You pointed out. He puts pressure and disagrees with his own scientists.
But you're saying you can't,
knows.
Senator Harris is saying you can't trust the
No,
scientists.
well, no, you can trust the scientists. She didn't say that. You can trust
She said the public health
They said
experts,
that.
quote, will be muzzled, will be
Yes,
suppressed.
well, that's what he's going to try to do, but there's millions of scientists, there's thousands of scientists out there, like here at this great hospital, that don't work for him. Their job doesn't depend on him. That's not, they're the people, and by
I
the way.
spoke to the scientists that are in
By
charge.
the way.
They will have the vaccine very soon.
You believe for a moment what he's telling you in light of all the lies he's told you about the whole issue relating to COVID. He still hasn't even acknowledged that he knew this was happening, knew how dangerous it was going to be back in February, and he didn't even tell you. He's
Yeah,
on
he should have said
record
something.
as saying it. He panicked or he just looked at the stock market. One of the two. Because guess what? A lot of people died. And a lot more are going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker.
Mr. President?
Did you use the word smart? So you said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the
Oh.
word smart with me.
Oh, oh my
You know
God.
what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe. 47 years, you've done nothing.
Let's have this debate.
And if you would have had...
That's
let
a
me say
low
something,
blow.
Joe.
Like,
If you
to
would've
call
had
somebody not smart,
the charge
Come
of
on.
what I was put through. I had to close the greatest economy in the history of our country. And by the way, now it's being built again.
See,
And it's
We're going to
going
get
up
to the
fast.
economy in the next segment, sir.
Okay.
It's going up fast.
Okay.
Look forward to it.
When it comes to how the virus
Is
has
it?
been handled so far, the two of you have taken very different approaches, and this is going to affect how the virus is handled going forward by whichever of you ends up becoming the next president. I want to quickly go through several of those. Reopenings. Vice President Biden, you have been much more reluctant than President Trump about reopening the economy and schools. Why, sir?
Because he doesn't have a plan. If I were running, I know what the plan is. You've got to provide these businesses the ability to have the money to be able to reopen with the PPE as well as with the sanitation they need. You have to
Tell
provide
that to
them.
Nancy Pelosi.
Well, he's just shush for a minute.
Tell it to Nancy Pelosi.
And
Schumer,
by the
right?
way,
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi and Schumer, they have a plan. He won't even meet with them. The Republicans won't meet with the
Okay.
Senate.
Oh.
And he sits on his golf course and, well, I mean, literally, think about it.
You probably play
think
more than
about
I
it.
do, Joe.
What about this question of reopenings and the
Well,
fact?
he wants to shut down this country,
Oh.
and I want to keep it open. And we did a great
He
thing by
said
shutting
he
it
shut
down.
it down.
Wait a minute, Joe, let me shut you down for a second, Joe, just for 1 second. He wants to shut down the country. We just went through it. We had to, because we didn't know anything about the disease. Now we found that elderly people with heart problems and diabetes and different problems are very, very vulnerable. We learned a lot. Young children aren't. Even younger people aren't. We've learned a lot. But he wants to shut it down. More people will be hurt by continuing. If you look at Pennsylvania, if you look at certain states
Why is
that
it
have been
like
shut down, they have Democrat governors all. One of the reasons they're shut down is because they want to keep it shut down until after the election,
I
November
want to
3rd.
move on to another
Because it's
subject.
a
I want to move on to another subject.
But those states,
Gentlemen,
those
I wanna move on
states
to
are
another
not
subject.
doing well that are shut down
Richard,
right
you gotta
now.
respond to that.
President
shut down
Trump,
the
you
whole
have
country.
begun to increasingly question the effectiveness of masks as a disease preventer. And in fact, recently you have cited the issue of waiters touching their masks and touching plates. Are you questioning
No, I think
the
masks-
effectiveness
Who questioned that?
You have to understand, if you look.
I know that wasn't
mask right
Donald
here.
Trump that questioned
Put
that.
a mask on, when I think I need it. Tonight, as an example, everybody's had a test and you've had social distancing and all of the things that you have to, but I
Just
wear
like
masks
morality.
when needed, I wear masks.
Okay, let me ask.
I don't wear masks like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen. I will say,
Vice President Biden, go ahead, sir.
Look,
That is
the way
so
to open
funny to
businesses
me.
is give them the wherewithal to be able to open.
What's
We
up with
provided
people in
money,
masks?
the kind-
Why do Donald Trump and his followers don't like
Masks
masks?
make a big difference. His own head of the CDC said if we just wore masks between now, everybody wore masks in social distance between now and January, we'd probably save up to 100,000 lives.
Come on, let's save
It
lives,
matters.
y'all.
and they've
It
also
definitely
said the
matters.
opposite. They've also
And
said
no
Ooh.
serious person said
They
the
didn't say the
opposite.
opposite.
No
Well,
serious.
Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci said the
He did
opposite.
I
not
want
say
to
the
ask you, we
He
got a
said
little
very
bit more than a
strongly,
minute left in this
masks
segment.
are not good. Then he changed his mind, he said masks are good.
I
I'm
wanna
okay
ask-
with masks.
I want to
I'm
ask
not
you both
fighting
about
masks.
one last subject, because your different approaches has even affected the way that you have campaigned. President Trump, you're holding large rallies with crowds packed together, thousands of people.
Outside.
Outside, yes, sir, agreed. Vice President Biden, you are holding much smaller events
Because
with
nobody will show up.
people with.
What's true? Nobody shows up to his
Okay,
rally.
all right. In any case, why you holding the big rallies? Why you not? You go first, sir.
Because people want to hear what I have to say. I mean,
Are you
I've
not
done a
worried
great
about it
job as a
spreading disease?
president, and I'll have 35,000 people show up at airports. We use airports.
Are you not worried about
We
the
have a lot of
disease issue,
people.
sir?
He is
Well, so far,
lying.
we have had no problem whatsoever. It's outside, that's a big difference according to the experts. And we do them outside. We have tremendous crowds, as you see. I mean, and literally on 24 hours notice. And Joe does the circles and has 3 people someplace.
Okay.
By the way, did you see one of the last big rallies he had? And a reporter came up to him to ask him a question. He said, no, stand back. Put on your mask. Put on a mask. Have you been tested? I'm way far away from those other people. And that's what he said. I'm going to be okay. He's not worried about you. He's not worried about the people out there breathing on one another.
We've had no negative
Cheek to
effect.
jowl. No negative effect.
We've had no negative effect, and we've had 35, 40,000
All right,
people
you wanna-
at these rallies.
Just
Yes.
quickly finish up because I want to move on to our next.
Yes, I would.
The black
He's been
dude
totally
died. That
irresponsible
went
the
to
way
his
in
rally.
which he has handled the social distancing and people wearing masks, basically encouraged them not to.
All right.
And he's a fool on this.
If you could get the crowds, you would have done the same thing, but you can't, nobody cares.
Gentlemen, can we move on to
Nobody
the
cares.
gentlemen? Can we move on to the economy?
Yes.
The economy is, I think it's fair to say, recovering faster than expected from the shutdown.
Much faster.
In the second quarter, the unemployment rate fell to 8.4% last month. The Federal Reserve says the hit to growth, which is going to be there, is not going to be nearly as big as they had expected. President Trump, you say we are in a V-shaped recovery. Vice President Biden, you say it's more of a K-shape. What difference does that mean to the American people in terms of the economy? President Trump, in this segment, you go first.
So we built the greatest economy in history. We closed it down because of the China plague. When the plague came in, we closed it down, which was very hard psychologically to do. He didn't think we should close it down, and he was wrong. And again, 2 million people would be dead now instead of still 204,000 people is too much. One person is too much. Should have never happened from China. But what happened is we closed it down, and now we're reopening, and we're doing record business. We had 10.4 million people in a 4-month period that we've put back into the workforce. That's a record the likes of which nobody's ever seen before. And he wants to close down he will shut it down again. He will destroy this country. You know, a lot of people, between drugs and alcohol and depression, when you start shutting it down, you take a look at what's happening in some of your Democrat-run states where they have these tough shutdowns. And I'm telling you, it's because they don't want to open it. One of them came out last week, you saw that. Oh, we're going to open up on November 9th. Why November 9th? Because it's after the election. They think they're hurting us by keeping them closed. They're hurting people. People know what to do. They can social distance, they can wash their hands, they can wear masks, they can do whatever they want. But they got to open these states up. When you look at North Carolina...
Oh my gosh, I never agree with Donald Trump, but I agree.
Michigan,
You cannot keep everything shut down. It's not gonna, it's not smart. It doesn't even matter.
Being in prison. And you look at what's going on with divorce, look at what's going on with alcoholism and drugs. It's a very, very sad thing. And he'll close down the whole country. This guy will close down the whole country and destroy our country. Our country is coming back incredibly well.
He putting words in his mouth though, but I agree. Is that weird? I agree with Donald Trump.
Your 2 minutes, sir. We're now
Wow.
moving to you. As I said, posing the
But
question,
ain't everything already open? Let me know if the stuff is open in y'all state. It's already open to me.
recovery, what's the difference?
The difference is millionaires and billionaires like him in the middle of the COVID crisis.
They
have
make
done very
money.
well.
That's
Another
true.
Billionaires have made another $300 billion because of the profligate tax
Wow.
proposal, and he only focused on the market. But you folks at home, you folks living in Scranton and Claymont and all the small towns,
Portland.
class towns in America, how well are you doing? This guy paid a total of $750 in taxes.
Sir,
He said they're doing well.
Yeah, I understand. You've agreed to the 2 minutes, so please let him have it.
Do I get my time back? The fact is that he is, in fact, worked
irritated.
on this in a way that he's going to be the first president of the United States to leave office having fewer jobs in his administration than when he became president.
Tough.
Fewer jobs
That's
than when he
tough.
became president. First one in American history. Secondly, the
Oh,
people
wow.
who have
I didn't know
lost
that.
their
It's a fun
jobs
fact.
are those people who have been on the front lines, those people who have been saving our lives, those people who have been out there dying, people who've been putting themselves in a way to make sure that we could all.
All right, dang, if you want my vote,
The
just
idea
say
that
it.
he is
Because he's
insisting
making sense
that
to me.
we go forward and open when you have almost half the states in America with a significant increase in COVID deaths and COVID cases in the United States of America. And he wants to open it up more. Why does he want to open it up? Why doesn't he take care of the American? You can't fix the economy until you fix the COVID crisis. And he has no intention of doing anything about making it better for you all at home in terms of your health and your safety. Schools. Why are schools open? Because it costs a lot of money to open them safely. You know, they were going to
Joe, send your kids to school.
Students masks. And then they decided, no, couldn't do that because it's not a national emergency. Not a national emergency. They've done nothing to help small businesses. Nothing. They're closing.
You guys want to see a baby?
Now gone. He ought to get on the job and take care of the needs of the American people so we can open safely.
All right, your time is up, sir. Well, you're going to get to
I have to respond to that.
Well, you both got 2 minutes.
I don't think he knows
Excuse
how
me, you
how
made a
everything
statement.
how everything works. Why is he arguing with the moderator?
They don't want to be shut down. They don't want their state shut down. They want their restaurants. I look at New York. It's so sad what's happening in New York. It's almost like a ghost town. And I'm not sure it can ever recover what they've done in New York. People want their
What?
places open. They want to get back to their lives.
True.
They'll be careful,
True.
but they want their schools open. I'm the one that brought
Everything is still open to me,
Big
but
football. It was me, and I'm very happy to do it. And
All right,
people of Ohio are very proud of me, and you know
We're
how
gonna
I
get
found
back,
out? When he took the
gentlemen, we're
voting
gonna
ad.
get to your economic plans going
Donald
forward
Trump
in a
don't know how
moment, but
to.
first,
He
Mr.
doesn't know how to
President,
listen
as
to
you well know,
rules.
there's a new
That's one of
report
his
that
problems.
In 2016, the year you were elected president, and 2017, your first year as president, that you paid $750.
Oh, I was waiting for this. I was waiting for this.
Each of those
This
years.
is what I've been waiting for.
I know that you pay a lot
You
of
pay
other taxes, but I'm asking
$750
you the
in
specific
taxes.
question. Is it
That's
true
it.
that you pay $750 in federal income taxes?
Oh, wow.
Each of those 2
Oh,
years?
wow.
I paid millions of dollars in taxes.
Nah, we wanna know about
millions of dollars
2016.
of income tax. And let me just tell you, there was a story in one of the papers.
Show us your tax
I paid $38 million one
Ooh,
year.
it sounds like
I
tax
paid
evasion.
Show us your tax
$27 one year.
returns.
I went, you'll see it as soon as it's finished, you'll see it. You know, if you want to go to the Board of Elections, there's a 118-page or so report that says everything I have, every bank I have, I'm totally under-leveraged because the assets are extremely good, and we have a very...
Nah, that's incorrect.
I'm asking you a specific question, which is...
Let me tell you.
I understand all of that.
Release your
I
tax
understand all of that.
return. But let me-
Okay, the moderator is a little biased right now.
Will you
And
tell
I'm no
how
Donald
much
Trump
you
fan,
paid
but he
in
clearly
federal
doesn't
income
like him.
taxes in 2016 and 2017?
Millions of dollars.
You paid millions of dollars?
Millions of dollars,
So
yes.
not 750?
Millions of-
I mean, if he paid millions of dollars in taxes, why can't he be specific? Most people know how much they pay. I mean, come on.
I don't want to pay
$750?
I was a private developer.
That don't sound right. Let me know what y'all think, because that don't sound right to me.
They go through the laws, and that's what it is. He passed a tax bill that gave us all these privileges.
Oh.
For depreciation and for tax credits.
Oh, now look at Joe Biden looking like he can't see.
Tax credits like the hotel.
You
On
passed what?
Pennsylvania Avenue, you get a massive-
Wow,
By the
he's
way,
looking like,
it was
I know you didn't say that.
by the Obama
You gonna really
administration,
out me like
believe
that?
Now, the man got fired right after that happened, but
Vice
that's...
President Biden, you want to respond?
Wait, what
I
happened?
respond. Look, the tax code that made him
Fired. He
put him
get
in a
fired.
position that he pays less tax than a school teacher on the money a school teacher makes.
Wow,
Because
school
of-
teachers need to be
he-
paid
he says he's
millions.
smart because he can take advantage
Yeah, I
of the
said it.
tax
This is
code.
hard.
And he does take advantage of the tax code. That's why I'm gonna eliminate the Trump tax cuts.
Ooh, yes.
Eliminate those tax
Wait, how you gonna eliminate something that you
And invest in
did?
The people who in fact need the help. People out there need help.
But why didn't we do it over the last 25 years?
Yeah, hold on. Okay, yeah, I'm with Donald Trump. Wait, hold
You
on.
were a senator and
You're the worst
were a
president
vice-
America has ever had.
Oh, wow.
Let me just tell you, Joe, I've done more.
The worst?
In 47 months, I've done more than you've done in 47 years. Joe.
Oh,
We've done
bloop.
things that you never even thought of doing,
Okay.
including
Gentlemen.
fixing the broken military that you gave me,
Let's-
including taking care
We're
of your
talking,
debts.
Mr. President, we're talking about the economy. I'd like to ask you about your plans going forward, because, Mr. Vice President, your economic
This is an
plan,
argument. This ain't no
if
debate.
you were to be
Yes,
elected
sir.
president, focuses a lot on big government, big taxes, big spending. I want to focus first on the taxes. You propose more than $4 trillion over a decade in new taxes on individuals making more than $400,000 a year and on corporations. President Trump
Oh, this
says
doesn't have
that
nothing to do with me. I'll be back.
increase in
I'm just kidding.
taxes is going to hurt the economy as it's just coming out of a recession.
Well, just take a look at what is the analysis done by Wall Street firms. Points out that my economic plan would create 7 million more jobs than his in 4 years, number one. And number two, it would create an additional $1 trillion in economic growth because it would be about buying American. That we're going to make this federal government spend $600 billion a year on everything from ships to steel to buildings and the like. And under my
To
proposal,
reparations?
we're going to make sure that every penny of that
What?
has to be
That's-
made
that too.
by a
But
company. in
respectfully,
America.
sir, I'm talking about taxes, not spending.
By the way, I'm going to eliminate.
Uh-oh, don't start stuttering. Don't you stutter.
The corporate
'Cause
tax,
that's what they waiting for him to
28%,
start
should be
stuttering.
21%. You have 91 companies, in the Fortune 500 who don't pay a single penny in tax, making billions of dollars.
Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Because,
With Obama.
because you, in fact, passed that. That was your tax
I
proposal.
got it done, and you know what happened?
You got it done.
Oh, he got it done so he can not pay taxes. You know what?
Mr. President, let me pick up on that. You would continue your free market approach, lower taxes, more deregulation, correct?
Not lower tax for American people.
Let me, but in Obama's, you talk about the economy booming, it turns out that in Obama's final 3 years as president, more jobs were created.